Hi there, I'm Michael Ashworth, and I'm going to be showing you how to make guacamole today. Okay, now let's talk vegetables. First off, you're going to need an onion. I have a red onion here. It can be a different type, but I prefer red for the flavor. Second, you need a small Roma tomato. You need a whole garlic. And lastly, a jalapeno. But the jalapeno is optional. I don't end up using it, but if you prefer spicy food, you do you. Okay, now we have our avocados. These things make up the base of the guacamole, so they're pretty important. Make sure you have enough to make the size of the guacamole you want. I'm making pretty small size, so I'm only using 3. For a larger batch, I suggest using 4 or 5. Okay, so the next part is getting the avocados ready. We're going to cut the avocados in half. Open them up and take out the pit that's in the middle. And then we're going to scoop all that goodness from inside. Make sure you don't leave any behind. And place it into the bowl. After 3 avocados, your bowl should end up looking like this. Okay, let's talk spices. You need a half of a teaspoon of kosher salt, a half a teaspoon of ground cumin, and a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cayenne pepper. Once the avocado and the seasonings are in the bowl, it's time for my favorite part, mashing. Okay, so you're going to want to mash until the avocado is a nice even consistency, and you want to mix the seasonings and the avocado evenly. Don't overmash or it'll get too runny. Just keep it nice and thick. After a bit of mashing, it should start to look like guacamole. That's how you know you're getting close. Our next step is to get the vegetables into the guacamole, so we're going to have to dice them up on this chopping board. Okay, so I'm starting with an onion. What you're going to do is dice it very finely and add it to the guacamole. You can add as much as you want. I'm using about half an onion. Next, we have our Roma tomato. Again, dice very finely. And then add the diced tomatoes into the bowl. Next up we have our garlic. We're going to want to remove a whole clove of garlic. Once you have the clove, you're going to want to mince it. So just start cutting away very small chunks. Once you have your minced garlic, add it to the bowl. And next up we have our lime juice. Now I couldn't get a hold of a real lime, so use about half a lime's worth of lime juice. Okay, now we have all of our ingredients and they're ready to be mixed. Now that it's time to mix, we're going to want to stir evenly and gently to make sure all the ingredients get to know each other inside of the bowl. After a bit of mixing, your guacamole should look about done, but it's not. There's one more important step that you can't forget. Grab some saran wrap and place it over the top of the bowl. Make sure that you're covering up the entire entrance. Once you have it wrapped up, it's time to go in the fridge. Put it in the fridge for about 2 hours. Okay, 2 hours later and we're ready to eat. Take off the saran wrap and look at your amazing creation. Now, fair warning, if you bring this to a party, don't blame me if you have to bring it to every party after that.